Hi Starburst, I'm Angel. Welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna get into today's video. Hi, I bet you guys didn't expect me to get back into it, but today's video, if you guys can, please check out another video that I made a long time ago. The show is Little House on the Prairie with Nelly and Principal, and there's Tuesday couple TV review playlist, so check that out. Okay, so today's couple is basically Almanzo and Laura, and surprisingly enough, they chose to have this couple have a large age gap. I believe he's like 10 years older than her, and I'm guessing right around the time that they met, he must have been like, I guess, close to, I don't know, 23 or something like that, and then she's like 14, 15, I'm not too sure. They essentially kind of like, she's very much liking him immediately as soon as she meets him, and it's just very, very sweet. He seems to think that she's charming. Okay, right now in this modern world, this age gap would definitely be a huge problem. They definitely address this later on. I'll address that later on in this video. Right now, so far, this video is about this couple finding their way to each other and the competition that comes along with it, and we all know who that is going to be. And it's definitely going to be Nelly, which I find really strange because this girl was wearing blue when she met Almanzo, so I guess, I don't know if she was trying to appear more calm to him or anything like that. Really, for years, her colors have always been more so pink. And pink is, you know, the feminine color, although it's technically it really isn't. Pink is actually more so like a variant of red, and red can be very much a gender neutral color. For this series, we're going to use a, I guess, not so gender neutral language around here to kind of establish Nelly's character. And literally, this girl is a pink girl. She's a pink girly, okay? She's mean, savage, feminine, just everything. That's neither here or there, because then if I get into her, I'm gonna make us, or I might get into a tangent about it. A whole separate video on there. Anyway, back to the point. Today's video was about Laura and Almanzo. My apologies, guys. I am on some shit today, apparently. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm operating on 2 hours of sleep. So, essentially, Almanzo gets basically chased down by Nelly's mom and Nelly, and she's trying to convince this guy to not leave, and she's like, I wish you would like change your mind and like accept Nelly's invitation to, you know, come over. And she's trying to gas her daughter up and everything to get her married and everything, because back then obviously the goal was to get the daughter married and having kids. She's trying to endear herself to him. She asks him if she can say his name, and he corrects her. It's Almanzo. And I don't know if around this age he's starting to have slight hearing problems. But anyway, he tells her it's cinnamon chicken, and as we all know, essentially the dish that he liked from Greece. This woman is devious, manipulative, and smart. And so she essentially says her daughter knows how to make it. She won't take no for an answer. We'll see you at Sunday night. And she says his name the wrong way again, and he just kind of quietly corrects her. This whole scene goes back to Laura, and Laura essentially is helping out Nelly with cooking cinnamon chicken. It's crazy. So she runs out to go help out her, and essentially she kind of basically rips. This girl's devious. I love it. This is teenager shenanigans, essentially. Let's just say that Almanzo is in for a big surprise, you know? We're taking a real quick break. Please guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. So Laura shows up at the restaurant. She's helping Nelly make the chicken. And so she says she hopes she puts enough cinnamon on there, and then Nelly's like, well, put more then. And she essentially says, oh, he'll be surprised, alright. And so Nelly tells her, like, you gotta go hide in the pantry. He's here. Don't make a sound, or else I'm gonna kick your ass. And Laura is, she's devious. I love her. Nelly comes out with the food to give to Almanzo. They're having a nice little date, I guess. And she's like, would you like me to say the blessing? And he's like, yeah, sure. So she prays over the food, and she essentially takes credit for what Laura did. And he admits that his sister has been grading papers, so she doesn't have time to make cinnamon chicken. And she's like, oh, well, I do it all the time. He takes a bite of it, and the funniest thing happens, and his face is just essentially, oh my god, in her face. They do not have a high spice tolerance, and I just find it so funny. They both gulping down so much water, and it's mostly because of Laura, this little devil girl. Oh my god. She's so. I just love the way that she's just like, she wants to get him. I'm also gonna let him suffer for it. Anyway, these two run off to drink water from the sink, and literally she confesses to him. She's like, hey, I didn't actually make this. Laura did. Laura took the time to make cinnamon chicken. My mother, had this idea for me to make dinner for you, and it's a stupid idea because he doesn't know that she can't really cook. And back then women did the mending, the cleaning, the sewing, the everything in the household, and generally the men would honestly do work and outside chores, etc. And so she confesses, she's like, hey, I didn't do nothing. And he's like, I'm out. Essentially, both of them are catching strays from Laura. He runs out of the restaurant, and the mom's like, why are you leaving? Why are you leaving already? And she's like in shock, and she doesn't know what's going on. And she tries to get him back, but he's just out. Now, here's where's my confusion. Apparently this takes place within the same episode or so, but I'm guessing this is before or after. So she finds out that she's trying to take her exams to become a teacher. He wishes her luck, and he gives her a kiss on the forehead to wish her luck. She kind of is stunned by it, astonished, surprised, just pleased with it, and just runs off, freaking happy. And then Nellie comes along and she's like, oh, something must be wrong with my eyes. I thought I saw you kiss that little girl. Nellie, you clocked it. It just sucks that this is the way it is. This was the time back then, girls married young as 18, or possibly a little bit younger, to older men or guys around their own age. Anyway, she offers him oatmeal cookies, and then he's like, well, I'm delivering and I'm heading out, I'm going home. And then she's like, well, I'll be there. And he's like mother, like daughter. Anyway, after that, Nellie goes up to Laura, and she's like, what happened to the test? And she's like, well, there's history. And she's like, oh, well, I thought there was more history than I thought. And she's like, it wasn't on purpose. And then Laura becomes a little demon, and literally, oh my god, they end up in a fight. Now, one thing I do love about this is that these two never actually end up fighting over this absolute weirdo man. One good thing that they did was they never really fight over him necessarily. They make sort of plays, for him, but that's it. And then these two essentially also always fight for like a legitimate reason. There's never like anything like too crazy. Anyway, Nellie just gets freaking pissed, and it's hilarious. And she's like, I'm so sorry, but Nellie kind of looks like a little demon out of hell in the shot, which obviously I love that the actresses did not look like they didn't shy away from looking ugly. Or anyway, so Laura ends up together with Almanzo in the same room, and she's like, she feels bad because she failed the test, and then Almanzo's just reassuring her, which is very sweet. Reassures her. He's like, hey, you don't look like the type of person to give up. He's essentially letting her know that, his sister had to take the test 3 times. She kept working at it. And she said that I think really he's just giving her a lot of reassurance and everything. But there is a scene where her dad goes to beat up this dude, or attempts to beat up this dude, because he thinks that he is taking advantage of his daughter. Turns out that it wasn't the case, and so far, definitely for sure, he definitely wasn't taking advantage of his daughter, which I thought was like kind of like a nice scene, I guess, to write in for this wholesome show, I guess. And not only that, this show kind of like really, doesn't like shy away from certain controversial topics during that time frame that the show started and ended at. Can I be honest with you guys? Going off on a little tangent here, but I really enjoyed Mary's story the most, especially as a disabled person. I feel like I kind of spoke too soon about Almanzo courting Laura. It was just pretty much all around not the best. Oh my god, I just did not like how he was kind of pressuring her to leave her dad and elope with him. That just didn't sit right with me. Luckily, they did not do that in the story for the series. The mom definitely stepped in her own way and definitely, kind of made sure that Laura was within Almanzo's vicinity for them to be together and all that. Does that mean to say that this is my favorite romance story for this series? No, not really. But it is what it is as a storyline for the big couple to get together. I don't really approve of it, especially the considerable age gap. I might have understood if she was 20 and he was 30 because she was already kind of like aged out already. But definitely so far, so yeah, this is my review on this couple. Alright, Starbies, that's the end of today's video. Peace out, see you later.